Hey everyone, and welcome to Everything Mel. So today I am going to come at you with some information on brushes. I have been asked a lot to film this video. Yes, Desiree, I'm looking at you. You texted me a lot. So today I'm going to show you all the brushes that I use. I will go over some face brushes, even though I don't do foundation or anything like that. I used to, just for the past few years. I haven't felt a need for it, but I will show you all the things that I use, and let's get into it. I'm gonna scooch y'all in a little closer. Awkward. Okay, so for my face, if I was to do foundation, I would use a makeup sponge. I love sponges, and how they work is you take a makeup sponge, you run it under water, squeeze it a few times, and it expands. So it makes it a lot bigger, and it really helps to get the foundation on your face. This makeup sponge is from Morphe. This is from the Jeffree Star collection that he did with Morphe. I love how there is a pointed tip, and then you've also got a flat side on each of these ends. And I really like that. So I would use the flat side to put on my foundation. And then you can use the pointed edge to kind of get into the little crevices. I use the pointed edge also to put on concealer in my eyes, because I use concealer as a eyeshadow base. So that's also what I use this for. So even though I'm not using this for foundation, I'm also using it for my eyes. I also when I was doing foundation, I used this sponge for everything. So I would do my foundation, I would do my concealer, and then I would do the concealer with the pointed end. And you put your concealer over here, and then you blend out your concealer all over in here. I just want to mention this for concealer as well. This is the Morphe E20. If you wanted to use instead of a blending sponge, you could also use this for your concealer. This is really good to get on in here and really buff that out and maybe really blend it. So just FYI. And I would go back into the flat edge that I didn't use for the foundation, and I would use that to bake. So that is kind of setting your foundation and makeup, and I would use that to bake, like set all over my face. So this has multiple purposes. So if you don't have one, get one. You guys can also use for foundation face brushes. But this is a Sigma flat kabuki brush. Morphe has so many as well. They have some really good buffers, but again, I haven't needed to buy a face brush in a very, very, very long time. So It Cosmetics has a really nice one. They have one that's like in the shape of a heart. I really like that one as well. But yeah, flat kabuki brush. There are multiple different types of kabuki brushes, but this is also really good to, put on your face. Okay, next I'm gonna go over bronzer. Bronzer is also used to help contour your face, and I am gonna show you. So for contouring, I have this Tarte little brush, and that's really good for getting in here. So you would contour right in this little, so you can kind of see like this little dip in here, right here. This is where you would put your contour, and this really helps to shapen the face. You can go in with something like this that really is smaller. You can see it right here. But you can use something like this to really get deep in. But for bronzing, I use the Morphe E3. This brush is fabulous. And then so you would come in like this. You would also put it up here, but I just kind of keep it up here, put a little over in here to kind of contour the face. For blush, I really only have one blush brush, and it's by Eagle Tools, and it's kind of got like these wispy, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's kind of got these wispy ends. And yeah, it says Sheer Blush. This is the makeup brush that I use for blush. And you know, just kind of place it on the apples of your cheeks, right over in here. Also for a blush brush, I use the Morphe M509. And this is a really nice, another little nice blush brush to kind of get on in there. Also, I mean, you don't have to specifically, like, if you find like a big, you know, this is a Define brush from Eco Tools. Like, if you find a different brush that is maybe for like powder or something, who cares? Like, if it works for you, then use it. I think brushes can be used in multiple different ways. So just because this is what I'm using doesn't mean that it's what you have to use. You can use whatever you want. Like, you can, if you want to use this for blush, who cares? Use it. For highlights, there are multiple different things you can do for highlights. Some people just like to use their finger. Some people also like to use a fan brush. I do sometimes like to use a fan brush. This is the yes, this is the IT Cosmetics one. You should be able to find this. It's just a fan brush. Another highlighting brush is the Morphe M510, which is this one. I want to find a really kind of smaller one, but that's also really good. You kind of use the edge to place your highlight right here. Some people also put highlight right down their nose, a little above their lip, like right in this area. It really highlights nicely. Some people do also right above here. Jaclyn Hill, I'm looking at you. She loves to place a little highlight here. So that's really nice for highlighting as well. Okay, and that is it for the faces. The face brushes. Oh God, I'm a hot mess. Okay, so let's go on to eyes. Okay, I'm gonna show you all of the Morphe brushes because I do have some brushes from some other companies. I got a lot in my BoxyCharm box. I loved getting my BoxyCharm box. They have multiple different boxes. They have pro boxes, healthcare, you know, skincare boxes, and they have a lot. And I really liked that I would sometimes get some brushes in there. So I ended up trying some other brushes that I maybe normally would never have tried. But I'm gonna go over my Morphe brushes first. I already showed you this one. This is kind of like my highlighting brush. What are you doing in there? You're eyeliner. You don't need to be in here. This is my Morphe E36. This is a really small dome-shaped brush, and I really use this to line my under eye. Or if you want something like really straight, or just like kind of do a like right in the crease, this is what I would use that brush for. But I mainly use this brush to get up right in this under eyes to kind of smoke out that under eye. So this is what that's used for. For my inner corner eye, and also packing on some glitter eyeshadow and different things like that, I use the Morphe M124. And it looks like this. It's a little packer brush. And I actually have two of them because, again, I will use it for my inner corner eye, like here. And then I will also use it to put on my eyeshadow. So I use that to put on this sparkly eyeshadow. So that's why I have two of these brushes. Okay, my next brush I also have two of, and this is the Morphe E27. this is really kind of like a really fluffy blending brush. So if I have like two colors that I really want to blend, I'll use, this is why I have two. I will use the one that has no color on it and just really kind of blend colors together in my crease. This is really for the crease. And then the other brush I will sometimes use if I am first putting down my first eyeshadow, which is almost always in the crease. I will use that to kind of go in and really fluff and buff it out. Fluff and buff it out in my crease like this. Lunch break with my Harry Potter bowl. And we got some chillers, some Fritos,
Move over. Come on.
and cornbread. Okay, and I'm back. Has anybody had the Mountain Dew Baja Blast? It's the flavor is from Taco Bell. It's the best thing on the planet. Okay, so we just learned about some fluffy blending brushes. I'm going to show you some of the other Morphe brushes that I have. So this is another eyeshadow brush. This is the Morphe R37. The wording has literally, I've used this so many times that the wording has come off. Now, if you can tell the difference between this brush, and this brush, I'll show you this next. But you can see it's not as fluffy and it's got like a little bit more of a domey shaped, you know, domey shaped head. So this is really good for like putting something really in your crease if you want it a little bit more defined. So like this brush would just be like kind of like an overall color, and then this one's a little bit more defined. And if you want to get really more defined, this is the Morphe M433, and you can see it's a little bit more smaller than this brush. And again, all for defining. So it really depends on how fine you want your detail to be. I do like to use, so again, I use this more for in the corner, in the crease, but more defining. This is more fluffy. And then this one is if you really want to get fine on those details. And then I also will sometimes use this in the corner. So depending on, do I want a wing? So depending on what I really want to do, this brush can be good for, you know, doing that corner darkening color in the corner right here. I will use that. I will use like some circular motions right here, and just kind of, you know, getting in like this, you know, sometimes getting a little bit under here, but I really use this to really define this area. My next brush is the Morphe R42, which is this brush. It's kind of like a packer brush. It's dome shaped, and so this is also good. I really like to use this in this area, just depending on how fine I want my details and how much color do I want to add. I can also use this underneath my eyes as well. So in the video where I did this eye look, you could see that like I did, you know, I did kind of like my eyeshadow liner with this brush. So you can also use it to pack on some eyeshadow. There are multiple different uses for this brush and I really like it. Go over some other brushes. This brush is by Moda Pro, and I'm pretty positive I got this in my BoxyCharm box. And it is the Crease BMX 430 crease brush. And this is kind of domey again. This is really good to put color in your crease. I also really like to use this for blowing out my outer shadow corner piece over in here. So this brush has got multiple uses. So again, I have multiple different brushes for the same type, and they might look different, and that's okay. Like this brush has got multiple uses. There are sometimes where like I'll put a really light tan brush, color in my crease, and then I'll use the same brush, go a little bit darker, put that in my crease, and then I'll go really dark, same brush, and then just put it on the outer crease area. And I've now just used the same brush for like my whole entire eye look. I love this brush for that because maybe you don't have a lot of money to be buying how many face brushes and eye brushes and all these different sorts of things. This is really affordable, or at least I think it is. And I like it as a multi-use brush. I can use this for multiple different things. I can use this for my whole entire eye look. And you know what? Maybe I'll do a video on that. That would be a really good video. What do you guys think? Let me know below. Okay. This brush. I don't know where it's from. I might have gotten it at TJ Maxx. One of those weird brushes, but it's pretty much an eyeshadow packer brush. I really only use this to lay on eyeshadow, or you can use this brush like how I use my brush, and I also use this brush to put concealer on. So I put concealer on my base, and that's before I do all my eyeshadow. And so instead of sometimes using the beauty sponge, I will use this. And almost all of the makeup companies have something like this, like that do eyeshadow brushes. So my next two brushes are from SLS Miss Glam. I really like these brushes. They're, how do I say this? They will pack on a punch. Like if I just put a little bit of, eyeshadow on this, it'll really pack it on. I really, really, really like these brushes. And I got these in my BoxyCharm boxes because they say BoxyCharm on them. So this one is a Blend Beauty L34. Again, it's another fluffy blending brush. I just mainly use this for the crease. My next one is this one. And this is the eyeshadow brush, P15. And again, you use this to kind of just pack on that eyeshadow on your lid. Again, you can use this for multiple different purposes. You can, if you really want to get some eyeshadow underneath here, maybe blow out, your shadow and your side crease. It's really good for that too. My next brush is mainly for the bottom or eyeliner. So this is the Sonia Kashuk brush. It is the number 105, and it looks like this. It's a little baby brush, and it's dome shaped, and I really only use this for the bottom of my line or putting eyeliner on here. So sometimes I'll do my eyeshadow as eyeliner, and I love to use it for that. You can find this brush in Target. And those are all my eyeshadow brushes. I keep them in cups. I found this in Michael's? No. I found this in Marshall's. Okay, you can find so many mugs at Marshall's. I also have like a kitty cat brush that's holding like all my dip my dip brushes and different things like that. I love using mugs for holding my eyeshadow brushes. And I also have scissors in here too, because you never know when you're gonna need some. So I really hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Let me know that you liked this video. I really hope you did, but I will see you guys for the next video. Bye.